Good morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious morning. Oh, yes, again, the beautiful reminder of choice that you have, I have, that we all have. And what is that choice about? It's about thought. It's always been about thought. It's about thought in your past. It's about thought now, here in the present. It's about thought later on. With that being said, all of that, as you maneuver through your life, is happening in the present moment. And how you're thinking now leads you to a vibratory state, which leads you to the behavior that you have, which then leads you to your results. It also determines what you're attracted to and what's attracted to you, what you're repelled by and what's repelled by you. See, it all starts there in your marvelous, miraculous, beautiful mind. And that's what we share with you here at Elevitality. In these calls here in Master Your Mind, we share with you people who have gone the path ahead of us, who have come up to meet the wonderful, beautiful ideas that we share about, of which the one that we're going to be talking about next is this this right here is James Allen and As a Man Thinketh and Out from the Heart. We start that here today. And by the way, if you don't have a copy of this, make sure that you do get a copy of it, get this specific one. And then when you get it, yes, read it, yes, study it, yes, underline it, yes, highlight it, yes, memorize it. But most importantly, apply it in your life, because without the application, this isn't going to do jack shit for you. Always remember that all knowledge knowledge information, for instance, the words printed in this book, everything that I share with you, everything that Dolly shares with you, it has no power in and of itself. The only way that it has power is through application. See, that's what you've got to make happen in your mind. And that's actually the very first lesson that we put into our transformation program called Emergence, the golden rule of application. And when you get that, everything changes according to what you have applied within you. Now, before we proceed to head into this, we have another reminder for you that on Friday we have Emergence coming up. It's a live stream event. It's taking place at 1:11 p.m. PST, where we're going to be diving into some beautiful methods and processes that has helped us and also our mentors to deliver some incredible change. Our mentors will also be speaking as well. So make sure that you do register and also invite someone else to come along with you as well, because the world needs this information big time, because a lot of the world is heavily reactionary. No, we need to lead people to be responsive instead. All right, so you ready for this? You ready to dive into this beautiful gem? Type in the comments, I'm ready if you're ready. I'm ready. Well, good. So let's go into this and let's dive into all of this. So I'll go ahead and switch this over and we will go into it right here. Boom. All right, we're going to go straight into the introduction of this book and why we chose this. Okay. And there you can see there's Dolly and I here. And what we're committed to is revealing the truth beyond illusion, challenging limiting beliefs, and guiding individuals toward true transformation. And here we're going to talk about why we chose these two works, As a Man Thinketh and Out from the Heart. These are books that inform. There are books that inform, and there are books that reveal. James Allen wrote the second kind, and the moment we found them, we knew they belonged in the hands of everyone that we work with. We believe the life a person is living is always a reflection of what's happening inside of them, and it's true. Your outer world is a reflection of what's happening in your inner world, not as a concept, as a law. And everything we teach, every conversation we have, every program we have built traces back to that single truth. James Allen saw it over a century ago with a clarity that still stops us every time we read him. As a Man Thinketh was not new information when we first encountered it, it was recognition of it. Think about that. It was recognition of it. It confirmed what we had already come to know through our own lives and through the lives of the people we mentor. Now, the outer world does not create the inner one. The inner creates the outer, always, without exception. And the lever is not positive thinking. And isn't that interesting how that's what's put out to you in the personal development world? Yes, positive thinking is important, but it's not positive thinking that's the lever. It's not affirmation spoken without conviction. It is the habitual quality of how a person is thinking. Remember, you don't become what you're thinking about most of the time, you become how you're thinking most of the time. The beliefs running beneath the surface, the assumptions held so long that they feel like facts. That is what Alan was pointing to. And that is exactly what we address in our work every single day. Now, the other book, Out from the Heart, took it deeper for us because we have learned that belief does not live in the thinking mind alone. It lives in the felt sense of what is true. The heart, what a person genuinely holds as real at that level, is what is producing the results, their relationships, their experiences of life itself. When we work with people in our world, we are always working at that level, not the surface, the source. Now, sit in that for a moment, because that's what we're going to dive into even more. You got to deal with the primal cause in order to change the overall effects of your life. Now, these two books together say what we have spent years learning to say. That is why we chose them, not because they are historic, because they're accurate, because they point directly to the place where every result in a person's life originates. Now, think about that for you and the results that you're delivering right now, whatever they may be, good, bad, indifferent. Those are the outcomes of what's been happening inside of you. If you want to change that, and if it's really great, you can make it better. If it's not so great, you can make it really good or even really great. You've got to shift the inside so that that takes place. Remember, as within, so without. That's what this is all about. But here we must say something clearly before you turn the page. Every word written in this book, including what we are sharing with you right now, has no power in and of itself. Oh my goodness, where have you heard that before? None. The most precise truth ever committed to paper remains completely inert until a person decides to do something with it. And when we're talking about the doing, we're talking about the use of it within your mind. Words do not change lives. People change lives, and they do it through one thing only, and that is application. And I'm certain that you feel the truth of this. I'm certain that you have sensed this in your life. You've had the information, you knew it. And then once you started moving it around in your mind, oh my God, the feeling changed. Then the results changed. And that's again what we're emphasizing here for you. What you read here will not transform you. What you do with what you read will. That's so good. I'm going to say that again. What you read here, what you hear from me, what you hear from Dolly, what you get from us in terms of delivering change, that's not going to change you. What's going to change you is what you do with what you read, with the information that you have. And here's what we have come to know deeply through our own lives and through the lives of everyone we work with. True understanding does not come before application, it comes because of it. If you want to understand, this is where the use comes into play. When we, for instance, give instructions to think a certain way and to connect with an idea, we really mean to do that because we understand the truth. And that is from there, it will begin to deliver as an outcome in your life. So again, you do not understand a truth and then apply it. You apply it and live it. You practice it with consistency and emotional commitment. Now, hold on just a moment. My screen is not moving, so let me fix this real quick. See what we can do here. Hold on one second. I don't know why that's happening. All right, here we go. Let me double check this here. Bear with me for just one moment. It's not moving on the screen. All right, here we go. You got to use it. If you don't use it, it doesn't change. Okay, here we go. Perfect. All right, we got that. So let that sit in you for a moment. You apply it, you live it, you practice it with consistency and emotional commitment. And it is in that process that genuine understanding is born. Not intellectual agreement, like not like, oh, that's so good. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I get that intellectually. No, you got to, not the feeling that something resonates, real knowing, the kind that changes how you see, how you respond, and ultimately who you are. Now, this is why Alan's words have endured. He's not writing for the mind alone. He was writing for the person willing to test what he was saying against their own life. And that's what we want you to do. We want you to test everything that we're sharing with you against your own life. Your life meaning how your life has been. To take the principle into their daily experience and watch what happens. That is where his work becomes real, not the page, in the living. And that's what we invite you to really connect with. Now, a person can read these words and feel something stir. They can sense the truth in them, feel the weight of what Alan is pointing out. Remember, it's this book here, As Men Thinketh Out from the Heart. They can feel that and still wake up tomorrow thinking the same thoughts, holding the same beliefs, producing the same results. How many of you have fallen into that? You read something, it was inspiring. Oh my gosh, then you started to move, and the next thing you know, the old thought patterns come in, the old beliefs come in. Next thing you know, it's more of the same. But wait, I have the information. Why hasn't it changed? Well, because sensing the truth is not the same as embodying it. The gap between the two is closed by one thing only: doing the work. Returning to the principle, applying it again and again and again and again and again and again. I added more agains until the new pattern of thinking stops feeling like discipline and starts feeling like you. So read these pages the way we read them, not to acquire something, to begin something, and let the application be the teacher, because it always is. See, that's where the real understanding lives, and it is the only place a life ever truly changes. You know, just studying this initial section alone will help you tremendously. Studying and using what we're talking about here. Now, before we proceed, for those of you who are watching this live stream and are feeling this sense of, oh my gosh, I got to get more of that and watch the rest of these calls and get into studying this with us, then do yourself a favor and go to elevitality.com and register for Master Your Mind. There, you'll be able to access these calls live. You'll be able to access the replays because they're all recorded, and immerse yourself into this to help you to use it in your life, because it does work. So do it as if your life depends on it. You know why? Because it does. All right. So now let's go back into this, shall we? Let's go back into the work. As a man